Yeah. G'day everyone, welcome back to Steve's Place Down Under. Today I thought I'd give you a bit of an update of what's been going on here. I've had a few emails, a few comments on other platforms, what we're doing, what's going on with the scraper, what's going on with the elephant truck that I started in the live streams. And I thought because I've been doing other stuff, I'd give you all an update. Now the members have been updated, but there's a lot of people that don't want to join or can't join that's still pretty solid followers, and I'd like to update them all on what's going on. So I have been doing a bit of cash work. You can see the forklift behind me. It's taken up a lot of my time, and that leads to not being able to film my own stuff. So I've been doing a lot I volunteer for a wildlife retreat too. They've got lions and tigers and all that sort of thing, and I've got some of their power equipment in there, including a Polaris, a chainsaw, a pressure washer, post-hole augers. It's all not running, so I've been doing that as well. And I've still been filming, but I've been getting a series of Friday parts episodes going. Now, for those of you who remember me doing the back wheels on the TE20, the grey Ferguson, that was a success, that episode, not just in views, but they enjoyed what I did, my own format and mentioning all their parts. So they've reached out and they want to fund the rest of that restoration. Now, when I say restoration, I'm not going to paint it. I don't like that. They're only original once, as you said, Jeffrey, and you're dead right. So, and that is original. I just want to get it up and going and running. So they've sent me a bunch of parts, including a radiator, a fuel tank, all the ignition. The list is endless. Front tyres, front wheels, tubes, all this sort of thing to get it up and going. So I've just been down and filmed the oil filter episode, serviced just the oil side of the engine. So that will be coming out in maybe a midweek thing, not our typical Sunday night episodes. Might just do that as a Wednesday or something like that. So they want 6 to 8 episodes of that, and then she did reach out to say if there's anything else you want after that, we're more than happy to go ahead. Now, I don't want to push all that sort of stuff onto people, but like selling, but I'm going to do it in my own format where it's just like a normal episode, but I will be mentioning their name and maybe their logo or something like that in the corner of the screen. So it's a way of me being on wages and not having a lot to throw at this sort of stuff. It's a way of getting it all up and going and helping them, and I get a few bucks each episode as well. So I'm very happy with that, and most things I looked at on their website I can get to keep this stuff up and running. So there will be a lot of talking in this episode, but there's going to be a little bit of action too. So last weekend we were standing here having a beer, and my father and myself were down the back there organising, because I got a bit of scrap metal, and anyway, we're talking about how to get rid of it. I didn't really want anything for it, I just wanted it gone. I had some batteries and stuff, and having a couple of malt sandwiches after it, and this little truck drives in, this little Isuzu Pantech. I'll put a photo up in a minute, and I generally tell these blokes to go to Buggery, but I walked down and seen what he wanted. And he said, "You got any scrap metal, mate?" He's a Middle Eastern bloke, real nice, real friendly bloke. And I said, "Matter of fact, I do." I said, "You're very lucky, mate, because I generally tell you all to go to Buggery, but I just don't like people like that snooping." But of course I wanted it gone. I said, "Come and have a look." So he showed him the batteries and he loaded the scrap up, and I said, "Just stop on the way out and I'll have a look in your truck, make sure it's just what I told you to take," and it was spot on. I said, "Do you ever come across any tractors?" He said, "Yeah, I do." I said, "What do you do?" He said, "I take them to scrap." I said, "Well, next time you ring me." So this was last Saturday. I said, "Please ring me before you take any to scrap." By Tuesday, I'd had a phone call and some photos about an international tractor. Wednesday afternoon, I had a phone call and some photos of a Zeta. The Zeta I've already got, and I didn't really want to outlay scrap value for it because there's a few parts missing, and I don't want any more Zetas. I do like them, but I didn't want them. But one was this. Now, he offered me a price. I said, "No, I'm only paying scrap." And anyway, we negotiated a price that I couldn't knock back. And I said, "I'll come and get it." And he said, No, I'll deliver it." And I said, "What, for that price?" He said, "Yes, absolutely." I said, "How are you going to get it here?" He said, "In the back of this little truck." It was an old bread truck or TNT parcel truck or something like that. Only a light little truck. I said, "You fair dinkum?" He said, "Yeah." Anyway, true to his word, we're standing here fixing something yesterday, and in comes this little orange truck, and he walked up the grass here and said, "Steve, I've got a tractor for you." and it was this International 434, and the front tyres are flat. She looked a bit rough, and the exhaust pipe was a bit longer, but it hit the roof of his Pantech and bent her over, as you'll see in the photos in a minute. I fixed that this morning, actually. And pumped the front tyres up, so I drove the forklift in. I didn't video it because he may not have agreed with it. Anyway, I didn't ask him because he's sort of, I think he was translating what I was saying. Didn't speak very good English anyway.
And had too many beers.
Well, I probably had too many beers, but by this stage we hadn't had many because this was middle of the day. But so we put the forklift, it was backed into his little Pantech truck, so I put the forklift under the front, dragged it out and sat the front on the ground. And then I put the slippers on the fork so it extended, and then we just put a 2-ton ratchet strap around under the transmission, held her up, and he drove out. And then she landed. So the tyres were flat, the exhaust was bent, but that's about it. Pumped the front tyres up, and they're still up. That was been over 24 hours now. The back tyres were already up, and they're in good condition. Put a battery in and bled her up, and away she went. So wasn't as easy as that, but you'll see on these next videos. So the videos coming up, my brother-in-law took them off his phone, so the sound may be out a bit. It wasn't an episode because he was filming. I thought we might add it into this. So there's a photo of it cranking up and me driving it. So once you watch that, we'll go and do an update on the scraper.
All right, that's a word I'm saying. You're not getting up into there.
It might have started there then, just to change a little bit of the colour. Alright.
She's not getting it.
I'm wasting too much.
Just a minute. Can't believe we just did that. What?
So what do they call that? It's a rookie error or something? What is it, a rookie?
Well,
That's me. Are you the
I'm
rookie?
not fuck. I've been doing it for
Who's
20
the rookie?
years. I'm fucking rookie. I don't know.
That's all
Oh,
right.
where she
There
goes,
you go.
but she likes that. Look.
It's like a little girl.
Like where that beef can is.
They both looks in both shooting. She's getting excited now.
The fuel gauge should be where that beef can is.
Yeah, that's right.
I've lost.
And that wouldn't have been full when he set it in here. That was empty
Yeah,
too.
see, all along we didn't need the good stuff. That's the shit stuff here.
I
Leave that on.
now,
I'm gonna have to get a
seriously, there
quick
was
one.
fuel in it. I don't know what you've done with it.
I'm gonna have to
Fuel.
get a quick one. Maybe it went
Or the
straight in the
dipstick.
sun. Maybe that's what was in the fucking sun. Where'd that go?
Hey? So you got control of the throttle over there?
Yep,
You want me to control that?
She's all-
She's all leaking, is it?
What?
Oh, just throw her out before she's empty again.
Battery getting lazy.
That doesn't, that's just, there's no diesel in that.
But they're both She's full of air.
Batteries.
Full of air still.
Why don't we put a testing glow plug here?
There's none there. We can, but is there any smoke?
No, it's not smoke.
Just white shit.
That's just fucking moisture. You're gonna burn them fucking. Better now. That's good. It's polluting properly now.
Get the glow plug. Not negative ground, that's positive. We've got the right one.
I've got.
That's negative, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. We'll give some happy stuff.
That plug's gonna work. Here, let's give it a bit of happy stuff. Come on. I'm confident now. You want to go, Steve?
Absolutely. I just didn't want to do it because what
Oh,
you
no, let's go.
for.
Come on. Go for it.
Okay, update on the elephant truck. If you haven't seen that, I think it was only in live streams. I may have done a full episode on it, I'm not sure. Had these, got 4 pistons out of it, 2 are still in it. I think they'd come out now because they've been soaking for weeks and weeks and weeks, months and months now. So I've had these in an ultrasonic cleaner. It worked to an extent. There was bubbles and that coming out around the rings, but they are still stuck. So 4 pistons, this is the best one out of the lot. Now I did have a bloke, I won't mention his name, but he called in. He used to work for Chamberlain actually, and he had a heap of gauges and stuff like that, and he dropped off, and he mentioned, because he was watching, that he boils them up in a big saucepan or a pot full of diesel over one of those butane burners. So I think it's a great idea, and I will try that. I did think of something like that, but diesel isn't a penetrant, but if it's getting hot, it may make a difference. So that's the update on the elephant truck. it wasn't priority, it was just because it was close to the house that I started on it. But will we ever get it going? I don't know. Time's getting more precious as life goes on at the moment. Another job I'm doing is this forklift here. Now this is a cash job, nothing to do with the channel. Air start, so it come out of a factory where there wasn't any sparks, open flames, electrical, anything like that. So this had no electrics on it. All air start, all air operated. So I got it going, but when I got it going, the members saw it. Sounded to me like the starter was stuck in. So when he got it converted to 12 volt start, and they pulled the starter out, the auto sparky said that, yeah, it definitely was, because it had chewed the pinion off the end of the starter. With that happening, it's done the same to the ring gear on the flywheel. As most of you know, 4-cylinder will stop in 2 spots 99% of the time. So where that starter's, where it's tried to jump in, and it'll miss the teeth. So if you spin it by the torque converter there, a couple of degrees, it'll start. So still runs fine, just that's what I'm doing here. So I just got to slide that, and when I say just, it's a big job, but slide the engine forward, pull the flywheel off, and just change the ring gear. Whether I turn it over, if it's chamfered on both sides, or we get another one, and whatever happens there, won't be hard. Isuzu engine in it. Exhaust is new. It used to go up to a big purifier here full of water to stop all the emissions, any sparks, any flames, any heat coming out of that exhaust. It was cancelled through that. That's another thing been happening here. Got the head off the Ranger there, Yanmar in it, getting hot. I couldn't find a problem, but there's a bit of a story to that, but which I won't share on here. Plenty been going on. Container up the top there, that was the one I brought home with the old white with the 671 in it. That driving video I did, that's one of the containers that come home on that. We've set it up there. Heap of rotor mill on the ground leading up to it. Cleaned out that smaller shed there with that roller door and filled it with all the bikes and the bits and pieces out of that shed that we don't use but want to keep. And then I'm going to build a lean-to off it and try and put 2 tractors next to it to get them out of the rain. So that's another thing been happening, but because it's not really in the niche of the channel, I don't film it. So we've still been very, very active. It's just not my usual content, so we haven't been filming it. Here comes my mate. He's been getting all these concrete blocks I had from behind my house. He's taken them up doing another job. You've probably seen the old Mac in a few episodes as well. And the W8 case loader. He was part of last night's adventures with the malt sandwiches. Just beautiful. Another thing I've been up to, I don't know that I filmed this on the main channel. The members certainly saw it. I went and picked this shed up. It was off Marketplace. I went, my mate Mick and myself went in with the old 8-wheeler, pulled it down, threw it on there and brought it home, and I've put it back up. I had a couple of days off and put it all back up because we've been getting a lot of rain just to protect some of this equipment. And then that shed there had above that middle tractor had a post holding the center of that up. So I put a big beam in there and took that out too. So there's basically 3 more machines that are undercover. I grafted this one onto the side of it, which I think come up fairly well. That's something else I've been doing, but I didn't really want to film that because it confuses the algorithm, and it's not really as exciting as a first start or something like that. But anyway, I'll share it, and there's a lot of swearing and that going on, dropping screws and things, so I probably didn't want to hear that anyway. Okay everyone, we've come up with the idea that we might run another giveaway. So the channel's been a little bit underperforming lately and we just want to boost it somehow. Got a little bit of merch left over, so my wife now will explain how it's going to work and what to do about going in that draw.
So I was thinking that some of our old videos never got the reach that it should have, and a lot of you new subscribers haven't gone and seen some of our old videos. So I was thinking that maybe the first 3 comments on any old video, it doesn't matter what it is, it can, as long as it wasn't anything in the last week or 2, anything old, so from the start of us doing YouTube, go back, leave a comment, can be whatever you want, and then I'll go through in the next week or 2 and pick out some of the names and we'll go in the draw. So I reckon the first 3.
Yeah, first 3 comments. On any old video will go in a draw, and we won't announce when we're going to draw it because it keeps you all watching.
So the merch pack that I'll put together, it'll have a hoodie, a t-shirt, a couple of hats, some stickers,
Yep.
anything else that I have laying around, and we will send it anywhere in the world. So don't think if you're in the UK, oh, I can't enter that, it's going to cost too much. It doesn't matter. We will send it anywhere in the world. So still feel free to enter it, and yeah, leave a comment on all of our old stuff.
And watch till the end too, because if you just click on a video and comment and then click back out of it, the retention will go down and it'll hurt us. So it hurts the watch time, hurts the algorithm, and then they don't recommend the video anymore. So if you can watch to the end, please click the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. I would rather it go to someone that supports us, not just a random that hasn't subscribed, just clicked on us to watch. But anyway, it doesn't matter. If you're watching, that's good too. So,
or if you just found us and want us, that's fine.
We've got a lot coming up, but lately, because it's been underperforming, we haven't been putting the effort in that we probably should. But in saying that, a lot of channels that I do watch have been down as well.
Overall, I think YouTube is a bit slow at the moment.
But in the next, I think 6 weeks, when do we go away? 6 weeks' time's up and we're going away, and we're meeting up with another successful Aussie YouTuber, and we're going to do a collaboration. I've been talking to them about it, and hopefully that will help both of our channels, and it should be exciting because I think a lot of the watch me would watch him as well, but I have seen comments on his that I've never seen their names on ours, and vice versa. So that's something exciting coming up too, so stay tuned for that. I won't announce when it is, it'll just be in the title. The members will know, but that's all. So if you do want to become a member, you can join. There's certain tiers. The link for that is in the channel description and each episode description. So thank you all, and please enjoy the update on the scraper behind us. Okay, now an update on the Letourneau D pull. If you didn't see this one, if you're new to the channel, this is your first episode watching, please go back where we go for a cab ride in the Kenworth with a GM powered Kenworth. We pick it up, and then another episode of loading it. So there's 2 episodes there, and I've done a members only one at this stage. I probably could release it to the public of me unloading it. It's all off the phone though for members, so the sound's a bit dodgy. Anyway, maybe I ought to do it. So it doesn't steer. This is as far as I got her. I've been picking the back up with that old Manitou forklift I've got, and just sort of steering it like that, so I'd get off her and run back and get the forklift as far as I drove it, and then just pick the back up. So this is where she ended up. I faced it because it's steering to the left slightly, so it went down around that tree, and then this is where she lodged. But it was between those posts, but a hose went pop, the bowl dropped, so I got 2 made, got her going again, lifted the bowl, and another one went bang down the side here. So I've done them 2 up through the hitch there, and then this one went bang here. So I thought, bugger it, I'll get them all done, which I did. So they're all, there's 4 there, the same length through the hitch, and there's 11, I think, more at the back here, all about 600 long with male BSPs on either end. You can see that some are reusable, some aren't. There's just a swivel there, so I've got all these made. They're in the car at the moment, in the ute at the moment. Eventually would have had to have done it anyway, so I thought, bugger it, we'll do it now. So I think I might have picked the longest one, measured it, and made the rest to suit it, just so we're not taking them all off and into the hose shop at the same time. Now he looks after me, this bloke, and bit of cash for him and his son watch me, so they might be happy with a bit of a mention as well. So I might put their logo at the bottom of the screen here. So once we get her up in the shed, the goal is to get it into the workshop and start on all the switchings. Now, the bloke I bought it off, good mate of mine, supplied some of these looms, and some are just wires that I can replace myself. So, well, I'll do it all myself, but just wires out of a coil or something, like out of a roll of wire. Was driven into the shed when he got it, but just deterioration over the years, and all the sheathings come off them, and I'd say all it's doing is arcing out, because it was all working fine, and I have seen it working fine. So all this sort of thing here, if they're rubbing anywhere, you can see down here, fairly brittle. But if I do one at a time, I can't bugger it up, and hopefully she all comes back to life. Got the old 471 in her, and it runs beautiful. Sounds a bit off to people with good ears, because she's got a bit of a hole there, but that's something that will be patched up when we take her up into the shed now. I haven't told my missus yet, but I think there was an open bowl one with this right next to it, and I think this morning I may have bought it too.
Really? What for?
Right. It's probably not the reaction I'm going to get when I turn the camera off. I'll just go and hide over here before she yells. Anyway, that's what's happening, so there might be another trip there. I'll give him a ring after this. But I did speak to him this morning through text message about something else. So that's what's been going on. So I might even add a few of those clips into this, out of that episode I made, so you can see how I was doing it, and then I'll release that episode that I did for the members. So that's an update of what's been going on here. There's plenty more to talk about, but I think that's enough talking. I get abused for talking too much, but I don't care. It's how I want to run my channel. So hopefully you're all well. I haven't been watching a lot of YouTube lately for you you blokes that have channels that I usually comment on. I get home late and the kids have got something else on TV and I don't really watch through the phone, so I've got a lot of catching up to do with you, Maddie and Brad and Jeffrey and all those channels. So I appreciate you all watching, and thanks again, and I'll see you on the next one.